Hello students, today we are going to start our chapter 4, that is electrostatic potential for the unit 1, that is electrostatics. Now what is the meaning of electrostatics? All of you know that electrostatics means charges at rest. We are going to study about the potential due to charges at rest. Now first topic is the electrostatic potential and the potential difference in terms of line integral of electric field. Now I am going to start from the general definition of the electric potential and the potential difference that we have done already in the 10th class. Now what is the potential? It means, firstly let us suppose we have the electric field. In this region there is some electric field existing. Let us suppose it is the E. Electric field is E here. Let us suppose we have a 2 points, point A and B. Now I want to move a test charge Q0 from point A to B. Test charge from point A to B. To move the charge I have to do some work. Let us suppose work done to move the charge from point A to B, it is equal to WAB. Now this work done per unit test charge, the charge that is going to move, that will be equal to potential difference between point A and B. This definition we have already done. Now the potential difference can be defined as work done per unit test charge to move the charge from one point to another point against the direction of electric field. Means we are going to move a test charge from one point to another. In which direction? In the opposite direction to the applied electric field. Then the work done per unit test charge is known as the potential difference. Now this is the general definition in terms of the work done. Now we are going to express the potential difference in terms of the line integral of electric field. For that, let us suppose I am going to suppose a coordinate system, Cartesian coordinate system, and charge plus q is placed at the origin of this coordinate system. Due to this charge q, there will be the electric field in this plane xy. Now this electric field is represented by these field lines. This is the representation of the electric field due to the charge that is present at the center of this or the origin of this coordinate system. Now let us suppose I am going to consider a path AB, or from point A to B I am going to move a unit positive charge. Unit positive charge means having value unity and sign is positive. Let us suppose a unit positive charge is moved from point A to B. Now I have to calculate the work done because I want to find the relation between the potential difference that is defined as work done upon charge Q0. Okay. So to find this relation means we have to calculate the work done in moving the charge from point A to B. Now in this case we are going to move the charge unit positive test charge. Instead of Q0 I am going to consider the unit positive charge, means magnitude 1 and the sign is positive. Now to calculate this, as we usually do, let us suppose we are going to consider a small elementary length dl. Elementary length dl, for which the unit positive charge is moved. Let us suppose from point P to Q. Charge is moved from point P to Q. Firstly we will calculate the small work done from point P to Q. Then we will integrate to calculate the total work done. Now to calculate work done, we should know the amount of the force. How much force we are going to apply. Now let us suppose unit positive charge is at a point P. Which type of the force is acting here? Actually, the force acting on the charge is given by force is equal to charge. Let us consider initially I am going to consider Q0. After that we will put the value of Q0 is Q naught E by the definition of electric field. Means this is the force acting on the charge Q naught or the unit positive. If you are going to Q naught is equal to 1, the charge force acting on the charge Q naught due to electric field. As there is a positive sign, means this force is acting in the direction of electric field. F is equal to Q naught E. When we are going to talk about the definition of the potential difference, we say that it is a work done to move the charge from one point to another against the electric field. Means we have to move this charge Q naught against the direction of electric field. To move this charge against the direction of electric field, we have to apply some force. And how much? We cannot mention here the numerical value. So I am going to consider the equilibrium condition here. If F is equal to Q naught E, this is the force acting in the direction of the applied electric field, then I can consider the force F minus Q naught E, that is acting in the direction of opposite to the applied electric field. Means we have to apply this much force. Applied force. Namely F dash. Initial force I am going to consider F dash. Then applied force F will be equal to minus Q naught E. Then this is the DL. DL is the path length covered from point P to Q. By the definition of the work done, dW, small work done from charge P to Q. Sorry, from point P to Q, that will be equal to the dot product of the force and the displacement. Force we have applied here, F and DL is the displacement here that is covered from point P to Q. So put the values from here, dW, that will be equal to minus Q naught E dot DL. Okay. Now, if you are going to calculate the total work done, I am going to integrate it. Name it equation 1 and name this is the equation number 2. Integrating equation 2, integrating equation 2, you are going to get a total work done from point A to B. So, total work done will be equal to integration from point A to B minus Q naught E dot DL. Okay. So, from here work done A to B is equal to minus of Q naught integration A to B E dot DL. So, work done from A to B upon Q naught will be minus A to B E dot DL. Now, from the equation 1 and name it equation number 3. From equation 1 and 3 you can conclude that the work done upon charge Q naught that is equal to the potential difference. So, potential difference between the point B and A that will be equal to minus of A to B E dot DL. This is a new definition for the potential difference. Means the potential difference is equal to the line integral of electric field between the given 2 points. Okay. So, the line potential difference between the 2 points is defined as the negative of line integral of electric field between 2 points. This is the potential difference. Now next come to the potential. Next is the potential. Before defining potential, we are going to move on the topic that we have you have do in class 11th. In class 11th, you have studied about the reference point or the origin. Reference point is that point from which you are going to measure the different physical quantities. Let us suppose I am going to consider this is the point O as the reference point and you are going to calculate the distance. Or this is also known as the origin. At the origin, distance is going to be considered value 0. Similarly, whenever you are going to read the clock, you are going to mark 12 as the origin. If you are going to read the minutes hand. From the 12 you are going to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 25 up to so on. Means at the origin, the value of the physical quantity is always 0. The value of the physical quantity to be measured is taken as 0. Now in case of the potential difference, there will be also Now means potential at infinity, that will be equal to 0. Now here we are going to move the charge from point A to B. Now if I want to change the limits, means if I am going to change V infinity, means I am going to move the charge from infinity to point B. If charge Q naught is moved from infinity to B, charge is moved from infinity to B, in that case the last integral will be VB minus B infinity, that is equal to infinity to B E dot dl, and where is the negative sign. So we have said that the infinity is the point of reference, means potential at infinity will be 0. V infinity will be 0. So VB is equal to minus of infinity to B E dot dl. So potential at a point is equal to the negative of line integral from infinity to point B. If you are going to define the electrostatic potential at any general point, then the potential at any point will be equal to the negative of line integral of electric field from infinity to that point. Or if you are going to define it, it will be potential will be equal to work done from infinity to B upon charge Q naught. Means potential at a point is equal to work done per unit charge to move from infinity to the particular point. Potential at any point is defined as the work done per unit test charge. Which work done? That is required to move the charge from infinity to that particular point. So this is the definition of the potential difference and electrostatic potential in terms of the line integral of electric field. In terms of the work done, you have already read. वो हमने 10th क्लास में भी पढ़ लिया था कि potential in terms of the work done. This is true for us. We have defined the electrostatic potential and the potential difference in terms of the line integral of electric field. Here. Now next come to the next we have to calculate the expressions for the electrostatic potential and potential difference. Next is the expression for the electrostatic potential and potential difference. Or you can say that you are going to calculate the potential due to point charge. Okay. Or you can say that it is the electrostatic potential difference and electrostatic potential due to point charge. Firstly, we are going to calculate electrostatic potential difference due to point charge. Or you can say that expression for the potential difference. Now nothing, if you have understood the first article, this article is very simple. The diagram that we have made in the plane, now we are going to convert it into the straight line. Let us suppose this is the charge plus Q placed at the origin O. So the electric field will be outward. All of you know that the electric field is outward from the positive charge. The electric field is acting towards the right hand side. If we are going to take the measurement from the right hand side. Now let us suppose we are going to move the charge from point A to B, and such that the point A is at distance RA from the origin and point B is at distance RB from the origin. Okay. Now next we have to calculate the potential difference between the point A and B. Now to calculate the potential difference point between the point A and B, we have to calculate the work done to move the charge Q naught against the direction of the electric field. Now if I have placed the charge Q naught at a point A against the direction of the electric field, means we have to move the charge Q naught towards the left hand side or from point A to B. To calculate the total work done, firstly we are going to consider the elementary portion, that is the PQ having the elementary length, that is dl, opposite to the direction of the applied electric field. Now from point P to Q, we have to calculate the small work done. We are going to calculate small work done from point P to Q. Now to calculate the small work done from point P to Q, we are going to apply the same method as we have done in the previous article. Now firstly, you should know the elementary length. This point P and Q are very close to each other. I am showing here separate such that we can explain the diagram. Actually the elementary length is the very small length, or you can say that it is the, as we say that the elementary particles are the electron, proton, neutrons, due to which the whole universe is created. Similarly, we are going to consider here the elementary length for the line, and it will be very small, or you can say that the P and Q points will be very close to each other. Means if the distance of the point P and Q is measured from the point O, it will be approximately same. Now let us suppose point P is at a distance R from the point O. Now you are going to calculate the work done from point P to Q. To calculate the work done, firstly you should know how much amount of the force you will apply. The force acting on the charge Q0 will be minus Q0 E, applied force, because we have to move the charge Q0 opposite to the applied electric field, and in the direction of the electric field, force existing is the Q0 E. In the opposite direction, we have to apply this much force. That's why I have taken a negative sign here. Now, the total small work done, dW, that will be equal to F dot dl. From here, dW is equal to F minus Q0 E dot dl. Now open the dot product. dW is equal to minus Q0 E dl cos of. What is the angle between E and dl? E is acting towards the right hand side direction and dl is acting towards the left hand side direction. So the angle between them, this is the direction of the dl and this is the direction of the E. The angle between them will be 180 degree. So dW will be equal to minus Q0 E dl cos of, here is the 180 degree. Cos 180 is minus 1. So dW is equal to minus 1 plus 1, it will be Q0 E dl. Now I am writing here dl is equal to minus dr. I am going to put the dl equal to dr and sign negative I am going to consider here, because from the point P to Q the distance r is going to be decreased. Instead the decrement will be very small, but there is the decrement. Okay, so dl minus we have put here, dW is equal to minus Q0 E dr. This is the small amount of work done. Now we have to calculate total work done from point A to B. So we will integrate the from point A to B over the length over the distance R into RB. Now total work done from point A to point B, it will be WAB integration A to B dW. So work done A to B integration. When the particle or the charge Q0 is at point A, at that time the distance is RA, because the integration is we are going to consider over the dr. So the limits will be also put in terms of the distance. So limit is going from RA to RB into inside the integration there will be minus Q0 E dr. Now we have already calculated the electric field due to point charge, that is given by minus Q0 constant. It will be out of the integration. Integration goes from RA to RB, that will be equal to minus outside integration 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square dr. potential difference VB minus VA, that will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught or Q into 1 upon RA minus 1 upon RB. In the last step, I have multiplied the negative sign inside the bracket. Okay, so this is the expression for the potential difference due to point charge. Now let's come to the, we have to find the expression for the electrostatic potential due to point charge. Next is the electrostatic potential due to point charge. Nothing we have to do, just I am going to change the limits here, because according to the definition, the potential difference is the work done upon charge Q naught to move the charge from one point to the another. Now next is I am going to move the charge from infinity to the particular point. In that case, we are going to consider it as the potential. So if a point is at infinity, means the charge is moved from infinity to point B, then VB minus V infinity, that is equal to minus of, here will be not negative sign, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 upon RA minus 1 upon RB. So RA means it is at the infinite distance. From there, VB will be equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon RB. So in this way, you can calculate the electrostatic potential due to point charge. Now next come to the units for the electrostatic potential difference and the potential. In the SI system, potential, all of you know that it is measured in the volt. Similarly, potential difference is also measured in volts. So in the SI system, the unit of the potential and the potential difference is the volt. Now we are going to define 1 volt. 1 volt will be equal to 1 joule upon 1 coulomb. If you are going to consider the potential difference at a point between the 2 points is said to be 1 volt. If 1 joule of work is required to be done to move the charge of 1 coulomb. Similarly, if you are going to define 1 volt as the potential at a point is said to be 1 volt. If 1 joule of work is required to be done to move the charge of 1 coulomb from infinity to that point. So this is the electrostatic potential due to point charge. Next come to the electrostatic potential due to system of charges. Electrostatic potential due to system of charges. In the last case, we have only the 1 point charge and we have calculated the potential at a point. Now let us suppose this is the observation point P. Around this point P, there are the number of point charges present here. Let us suppose maybe Q1, Q2, Q3 up to Qn. These are the charges those are present around the point P. So we have to calculate the electrostatic potential at a point P. Electrostatic potential is the scalar quantity. Electrostatic potential is the scalar quantity. So the net potential at a point P will be equal to the algebraic sum of the potentials due to the individual charges those are present around the point P. So V net will be equal to V1 plus V2 up to Vn. The potential at a point P will be equal to the algebraic sum of the potentials at a point P due to the individual charges. So V net will be equal to, if you are going to write down the value of the potential at a point P due to charge Q1, let us know the distance is the R1, second distance R2, R3 up to Rn. In case of the point charge, we have calculated the relation, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge by distance. It will be Q by R1 plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, that is the Q1, Similarly, up to so on, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Qn upon Rn. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught we can take common. Inside we will get Q1 by R1 plus Q2 by R2 up to Qn upon Rn. So net potential we get will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught solution I varies from 1 to n Qi upon R. So in this way you can calculate the net potential at a point P due to the number of charges those are surrounding the given point. Now next topic is we have to calculate electrostatic potential due to electric dipole. What is electric dipole? That we have done in the last chapter. Electric dipole is the arrangement of two equal and opposite charges. Now next topic is the electric potential. Electric potential at a point or at any point due to electric dipole. Electrostatic potential at any point due to electric dipole. Now let us suppose we have an electric dipole having the charges minus q and plus q placed at point A and B such that the length of the dipole is 2m and the center of the dipole is O. Now this is the, let us suppose, point P, observation point P at which we have to calculate the potential. Now let us suppose the point P is at a distance r from the center of this dipole. Next, let us suppose this dipole moment is directed from negative to positive P and the direction of the vector r is at angle theta, or you can say that the point P is lying at angle theta with respect to the direction or with respect to the dipole moment. Now to calculate the potential at a point P, we have to calculate the potential at a point P due to the charge minus q that is placed at a point A and due to charge plus q that is placed at point B. Now to find that we should know the value of the AB and BB. Now I am writing here the net potential that will be equal to potential BA plus of BB. BA represents the potential at a point P due to the charge placed at a point A and BB represents the potential at a point P due to the charge placed at point B. Now BA and BB. What is the value of BA? It will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge that is minus q upon that is AP and BB will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q upon BP. Now if we are going to put these values in the equation number 1, so B net will be equal to, the net potential will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught and q will be common. From here you will get 1 upon BP minus 1 upon AP. Now BP and AP both are unknown distances. We have to calculate these. Now there is no direct method for calculating it. Now we are going to make a validation or we are going to apply some particular condition. We are going to consider here that the dipole is very small. The dipole is small dipole. In case of the small dipole, or you can say that R is very greater than the 2L. R is very greater than 2L. Means the separation that is AB is very less as compared to this point P. It means if I am going to consider first this one is the length and I am going to draw the perpendicular here. Next I am going to decrease the length of the dipole, you can see that here, and this is the distance R, very high. Now if we are going to draw perpendicular, this point is the B and this is the point A. We are going to draw perpendicular on the line OP. You can see that this margin is going to be decreased. Now we are going to consider the length of the dipole is negligibly small as compared to the distance of observation. In that case, you can consider, if I am going to draw the normal from point B to the line OP, let us suppose it is the N. In that case, we will consider BP will be approximately equal to PN. Similarly like this. Okay. So this is the main concept that we are going to apply this in this article. Now, to calculate BP, I have to draw perpendicular to the OP from the point B and next extend the line OP in the forward direction and draw perpendicular from point A to the line OP or PO. Let us suppose it is the M. Now here in this diagram, I am going to apply the condition if dipole is short dipole. Short dipole means the length of the dipole is very small as compared to the distance of observation. In that case, you can write here AP will be approximately equal to MP and BP will be approximately equal to PN or MP. Now our task is to calculate MP and P. Now to calculate NP, you should know the value of this, that is the NO. We should know the value of NO. Now to calculate NO, this angle theta is known to us. 2N is the length of the dipole, then in that case OP will be equal to N. Now we have angle theta and this length OB is known. Now look here, it is a right angle triangle, that is the BNO. In the right angle triangle, we have hypotenuse is given, angle is given, and we have to calculate the base. So in the right angle triangle, that is ONB cos theta, that will be equal to ON upon OB. OB is equal to L, so ONB be equal to L cos theta. This is the equation 1, this equation 2, and this is the equation 3. Next one, we have to calculate the AN. We have to calculate the distance PM. So firstly we are going to calculate the distance, that is the PN. We can write here as the PN is equal to OP minus ON. This total is the OP. If ON is subtracted from here, you will get from here, that is the PN. Then PN, that will be R minus L cos theta. Name it equation number 4. Now same procedure we are going to apply for the AP. Now this is approximately equal to BP. Means our first task is complete. We have calculated BP. Next we have to calculate that is AP. AP we have to find. Now AP is approximately equal to PN. So we are going to calculate basically PN. To calculate PN, OP is known, that is equal to R, and OM is unknown. Again, this is perpendicular. If angle POB is theta, then the angle AO, let us suppose it is a P dash. Angle AOP dash will be also theta. Vertical opposite angles. This is the angle theta. So from here, you will apply the same procedure and calculate the angle cos theta or the trigonometric ratio cos theta in the right angle triangle, that is the AMO. In right angle triangle AMO, cos theta will be equal to OM upon, that is OA, that is L. So OM will be equal to L cos theta. Next we have to calculate, that is the MP. MP will be equal to OP plus OM, that is R plus L cos theta. Name it equation number 5. Now put that is equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught, q by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 upon Vp. Vp is approximately equal to Pn upon 1 upon r minus L cos theta minus of 1 upon r plus L cos theta. Now we are going to solve it. So from here you will get V net, net potential will be equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught, take the LCM, you will get r plus L cos theta minus of r plus L cos theta upon r square minus L square cos square theta. So V net will be equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught, r goes with r, you will get from here 2L cos theta into 2L cos theta upon r square minus L square cos square theta. So now q into 2L is the dipole moment. So V net will be equal to P cos theta upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r square minus L square cos square theta. Okay, so this is the potential at any point P due to the dipole having the dipole moment P. Now next we are going to apply special cases. We are going to calculate the electrostatic potential at the equatorial and axial line. Next is the, if P lies on axial line, if the observation point P lies on the axial line, in that case theta will be equal to 0 degree. Then V net will be equal to P upon cos 0 1 4 pi epsilon naught into r square minus L square. Okay. Now next come to the, if the observation point P lies on the equatorial line. If observation second on the point P, second case is the point P lies on equatorial line, on the equatorial line, in that case theta will be equal to 90 degree. If we are going to put the value of theta here 90, cos 90 will be 0, so V net will be equal to 0. So when the point of observation lies on the equatorial line, in that case electrostatic potential will be 0. And if the observation point lies on the axial line, the electrostatic potential will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P upon r square minus L square. Okay, so electrostatic potential has 0 value on the equatorial line. Now next come to the, we have to find the relation between the potential and electric field. Next topic is relation between electrostatic potential and electric field. That is most important article. Relation between potential and electric field. Or you can say that question can be, express the potential as the gradient of the electric field. Now nothing to do more. We have already done an article. We are going to make the generalized case, or we are going to make the specific changes in that article. Now first one is the, let us suppose the charge plus Q is placed at a point 2. This is the same diagram that we have done in case of when the potential is calculated at a point P due to point charge. Point charge plus Q is placed at the origin. Now let us suppose charge Q naught is moved from point P to Q through the small distance dr, and point P is at a distance r from the observation point P. Let us suppose at point P potential is V plus dV, and at point Q the potential is Here is the potential dV, and at point Q potential is V plus dV. As the distance decreases, the potential is going to be increased. Okay. Now if we are going to apply the formula for the potential difference between point P and Q, it will be potential at a point Q minus potential at a point P, that is small amount of water upon charge Q naught. So potential at a point Q, we have mentioned V plus dV. Potential at a point P, let us suppose it is the V we have mentioned, that is dW upon charge Q naught. So V goes with V, and you have left with dV is equal to dW upon Q naught, namely equation number 1. This is the formula for the potential difference. Now next we have to calculate the work done. Now work done will be equal to minus of Q naught E, that we have applied force, dot dl. Since that we have done, dW will be equal to minus Q naught E dl cos of 180 degree. Next you will put dl is equal to minus dr, because from point P to Q, R is going to be decreased. So dW is equal to Q naught E minus Q naught E dr will be equal to minus Q naught E dr. From here dW upon charge Q naught, that will be minus E dr, namely equation number 2. Now compare the equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2, you will get dV is equal to minus E dr, or E will be equal to minus dV by dr. So electric field is equal to the negative of potential gradient. What is the meaning of the potential gradient? Means potential is going to vary with the distance. Negative sign shows that the direction of electric field is always in the direction of the decrease of the potential. Minus dV you can consider here is a decrement in the potential. Potential basically it is a scalar quantity. Negative sign shows here the potential is going to be decreased. The negative sign shows here the electric field is directed in the direction of decrease of potential. So this is the electrostatic potential. In this lecture we have done the first part of this chapter. In the next lecture we will start the second chapter, that is the equipotential surfaces. Thank you.